Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to tonight's school board meeting. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Josie, would you lead us in the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I have just a minor agenda change, and that is to let whomever would like to give their reports before we complete the agenda, we'll put that right after visitors' comments. Does anyone have any other changes? May I have a motion?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the agenda with the change. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion is carried. Recognitions. Brad?
Madam Chair, this is sort of a multiple one, but I'd like to recognize all of those people that have helped with donations to help with the pool. But just recently, Pat and Barb Crow donated $10,000. And earlier this week, from a private donor, we received another $80,000 gift, which says quite a bit about giving and caring for your community. I'd like to recognize all of them.
Thank you so very much for your generosity. We appreciate it. And you guys make a real difference for kids. And that's wonderful. Any other recognitions? Tyler.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to recognize Ryan Whipple, the band teacher, choir teacher. He last Friday took 4 students up to Sheridan for music clinic, and I have heard nothing but good things coming from that department.
Excellent. Anyone else? I would just like to recognize Wyoming's FFA program as a whole is in the running for top 3 in the nation for alumni recruitment and alumni involvement. So I know there are a lot of FFA alums in our community who have helped Wyoming rise to that, and they'll find out which placing they are this week in Indianapolis. Mr. Bartlett, did you have stuff? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Got a few. I would recognize our school psych, Scott McGuire. Obviously helps a lot in the special education side of things, but he also provides a lot of additional ideas for us at the middle school as far as supporting and helping gen ed students too. So just wanted to give him a shout out recently. Some district championships to celebrate. Our football team had an undefeated season and was very successful, and they are the district champs. And our boys and girls cross country teams both won the district championship as well, which was pretty successful and exciting. And then just on behalf of all 3 buildings, I thank the board for buying meals for conferences. All the teachers appreciated that. So thank you guys.
And I did thank you too. Jason, do you have one?
For high school cross country, Sam took second. So congratulations to him.
That's awesome. And I forgot one, and that was that Ag Day was October 21st. And so thanks to all the kids who helped put that on, and to the Cowbells for providing lunch for them. I don't see any more. Thank you. That's a pretty fun list of recognitions. Okay, we don't have visitors tonight that we had planned to have. There's a conflict between some students. There's not a conflict between students. There is a conflict between an event for students and their being here to visit with us tonight. So they'll be here another time. And Jason wants to just go crash their party. All those in favor? No, just kidding. We will go to reports and welcome Josie Smith to let us know what's going on at Newcastle High School.
Okay, thank you. So for student stuff, Student Council is working towards WASC, which is our state convention, Wyoming Association of Student Councils. Several of us are doing workshops empowering student leadership. That'll be in Cheyenne. That'll be November 16th to 18th, and we're really excited because it'll be really fun. There's also a pep rally tomorrow. This is for a steady regional start and a playoff game being hosted for the second year in a row, which we're really happy about. And Suco is going to hand out candy for Halloween at that pep rally. For FFA, we had an October meeting, hosted pumpkin carving. That was a lot of fun. And then CDE sign-up started last week, so that'll be on our way to state convention. For FBLA, a competitive event prep is underway. And for Sources of Strength, they had a meeting today. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Josie? Thanks for being here. All right. Does anyone else want to do theirs now? Adam?
Mine's quick, just to update on the pool. They showed up, the welder showed up Monday night. We got him unloaded 8 o'clock or so that night. So he started, the liner guy showed up yesterday. All the liner stuff showed up today. We got that truck unloaded. So they're doing what they do, I guess.
I saw vehicles there for, it looked like a busy place.
Yeah, they're planning on, they'll be starting 7 o'clock every morning and running until 8, 9 o'clock at night, 7 days a week. So
Wow.
that's all I got, unless you guys got questions.
I don't see any. Thank you. Tyler?
Just a couple things. Parent teacher conferences went well, got a hold of everybody. I would just tell you it was an interesting trend that I told Mr. LaCroix. More phone calls and emails that were opted for than typical, especially in the fall. Usually in the fall, more parents will want to come in and meet face to face, but we just had more families that worked better for them. But I think it's also nice that we can accommodate that and still getting the communication done. So good either way there. Got just about 20 boys out for middle school wrestling and 45 girls out for girls basketball right now. Picture day was yesterday. That was a good time. Picture day practice is always nerve-wracking for coaches. Girls will make their debut tomorrow at home versus Sundance if you're looking for some basketball, and then wrestlers will head to Sage Valley on Saturday for their first competition. And then some other competition to be aware of would be the Weston County Spelling Bee on Monday, November 3rd. The oral rounds begin at 1 o'clock in the auditorium, and the Doggy Dome doors will be open if you want to come watch the students perform on stage. And then also would invite everyone to the Veterans Day community celebration on Veterans Day, Tuesday, November 11th at 9 a.m. in Crouch Auditorium.
Thank you. Troy? Okay, well, will you have a transportation? Did you guys talk to each other after the last meeting? Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Okay. We'll talk about that when we get there. Anyone else want to go now? Any tech stuff from Bo? Okay. We will move along then to action items. Jason.
If I may, back up to recognitions. I know some of us got an email from Ms. Colgrove. She got invited to give a speech at the University of Wyoming over tech career stuff. I know she was hoping to invite some of us, but that unfortunately is the same time we'll be in Casper. So, but I did let her know that unfortunately we will be in Casper during that time, but we wish her the best and good luck and way to represent Newcastle.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, action items, the consent agenda.
Make a motion.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Excuse me. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
on a personal note, I would like to thank Rebecca Tacey for being a coach. She did an amazing job with my daughter Ivy, and I can't express how deeply I'm saddened that she has decided to resign.
Thank you for that, Paul. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion is carried. There is no old business to come before the board. Under new business, we have the first quarter financial report.
You know, Madam Chair, in your packet there, not to be redundant, but to stay in my lane, I think most of it is fairly self-explanatory. I would say, looking at trend basis, we are about where we, normally are within the budget. I don't think there's any cause for concern or despair. You know, some of the questions that are around the budget, but not directly related to the stuff in your packet is, did receive quite a bit of concern about what the school would do if, you know, free and reduced lunches wouldn't occur, primarily at the elementary school, since we've walked away from the federal lunch program. And just so you all know, we're going to continue to take care of kids. There won't be a difference in services or treatment, regardless of what happens at the federal level. And then the other thing that's more concerning than what's in your packet is, again, just to let you all know that the biggest issue we're having is the drop of enrollment, which will later start showing up probably more next year's budget. But I think if there's any questions, I would try to entertain those, Madam Chair, and if not, I would recommend to the board the approval of the first quarter financial report as presented in your packet.
Does anyone have questions?
Just to reiterate what Brad said, I think Casper 426 is what they reported down students.
Is you're in it for the fun?
Yeah, I love folklore and storytelling, and for me, Halloween is we celebrate it. We do the costumes, and I love to watch horror movies and eat garbage, and I don't, my kids' candy. But I've heard it said that sometimes horror movies, ghosts, monsters are really just metaphors for the other things we're really afraid of but can't address directly. Maybe it's healthy to get this out of our system. As a kid, if I heard a bump in the night, I'd be terrified. As an adult, if I hear a bump in the night, I'm terrified. It's the furnace and I have to pay for it. It's just maybe it was fun sometimes to be afraid of things that in most cases couldn't really hurt you, instead of worrying about debt or child abduction or, cancer or something that really is a threat. It's fun to be afraid of things that can't really hurt you.
I think it was.
Yeah, I think overall, I think in general, there's a little bit of panic and concern over the loss of student numbers, probably more so in districts our size or smaller. But nevertheless, I mean, public education continues to have its challenges, and that's just going to present itself as one of them.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve the first quarter financial report?
Jake, I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the first quarter financial report. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion is carried. All right. More reports. Mr. LaCroix.
Madam Chair, I think I've said enough tonight. I think it's my turn to listen.
All right. So, I will say, Troy and I attended the commissioners meeting while you were gone, and they offered as a compromise a different area on the what I would call the safe side of Highway 16, where they could provide some dirt work and gravel if there were no big utilities there and if it were to fit. So Troy went to check that out. And would you turn that on, please? Thanks.
Sure. I guess I'm not exactly sure where the parcel of land is. I have an idea where it's at, but the exact location, I'm not sure, but I mean, it's something we can definitely make work. We're using it as a turnaround and a pickup spot.
You think it's big enough?
I think so. I'm sure it is,
Okay.
yeah.
So then I would say then the next step is to go back to them, and the main thing they were concerned about was utilities, that they wouldn't be in an area where they could cause damage and have liability for utility damage. So I think the next thing for transportation or for you guys to discuss with them is who should it be, us or them, who calls for a locate. And then I think we should ask the commissioner to go up there for sure with you guys and make sure you're all looking at the same spot, because he didn't give us a map or anything. So
And that was my question, Madam Chair, is if one of the commissioners wanted to go visit that or not, if they indicated that, or
I would
we
ask-
can reach out to them for
the
that.
first step was for us to see if we thought we would be able to turn
Yeah.
a big bus around there if it was leveled out and gravelled. So that's where you are. Okay. Thank you, Troy. Did you have anything else? Or that was
No, I don't.
okay. Have you had meetings?
Yes, the big thing is, we opened up a new school in Cheyenne. We had an old building, that wasn't doing too well. And then Cheyenne decided they wanted to try to do everything themselves.
Do you mean the Laramie County
Yes,
School District?
yeah.
Okay.
And, after that year, they decided they would like BOCES back. So, we got a new building, new staff, all that. So, I think boy, I feel bad, 30th or the 31st is the grand opening of that building. So that's
And what kind of services are they doing there then?
this,
Just the same.
Yeah, the same services. Yeah, just they thought that they could probably save money and provide, and it didn't work out.
Okay.
So yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you. Let's see. Do we have anyone else? I think we have. Oh, I do have one. I won't be here next time. Jason.
Okay.
I will be attending the WEPT International Conference. And yes, it's in Honolulu. And yeah. So this is the first time WEPT has ever gone, and I will explain exactly why. When we went to Boston, hotels were $400 and some a night once they add the fees. When we went to San Diego, they were over $500 a night with the fees. So it's actually the hotels are cheaper in Honolulu than they were in Boston or San Diego. So the offset on the plane tickets, it's going to cost $200 to $300 more, depending on where you fly out of in this state. But the cost is very similar now. So this is the first time. WEPT has always said they would not spend extra. There was a time when it was $1,400 more per person to go. That is no longer the case. So we are going to go, and it's 5 days full of 8 to 5 seminars and stuff. It's really interesting, but that's where I will be. So if you have a whole bunch of stuff for the next meeting, Jason's your guy. All right, future agenda items. Okay. Brad's gonna collect some information for us for our next or for future. And then there is the Um, the what am I saying here? The WSBA conference is the 19th through the 23rd. Did everybody look at the recommendations and I'm forgetting the word, the resolutions, that's the word. The WSBA board's recommendations on the resolutions. Those were all emailed. There was one of those that I thought was not particularly good for schools and staff, and that was the one. Oh, and I don't have it here. It's about changing tenure, somewhat, but sort of sneaking in with the law. I don't know. It seemed to me that there must be a school district that's had a particular problem with that. And it didn't seem like something to me that was really appropriate for the whole state association to address, but
Is it the idea of time? Instead of being continuing.
yes, that
So Madam Chair, I believe what the intent of this is and has been over the years is there's always been a lot of conversation around, is 3 years of trial time in a classroom enough time to really say you can grant somebody continuing contract status. And so I believe the way I interpret that, instead of it being 3, that window of time would be 4th year. So you wouldn't receive continuing contract status or tenure as a teacher unless you got to your first day of your 5th year contract instead of the first day of your 4th year contract. So it extends that trial period for the district and the board to make that commitment on that obligation a year later. And it's not the first time we've had this conversation. Probably won't be the last time we have this conversation. But I would say that a lot of people in the classroom probably see that more as a threat towards administration not being able to make a decision. But the last thing you want to be doing right now is probably making bad decisions. You're already short-staffed, so if you shorten your staff by poor decision making, you make your problem worse. But this has been on the docket before. I don't believe it will carry. I would be quite surprised to see it be able to carry the support through the teachers union or what I would think is probably going to be even the change of legislation towards that clause in state statute. But I could be wrong.
yeah. There's also another one that I don't know, the state board was asking for in 2003, and that is raising the mandatory age for attendance at school to 18 unless you show that you have graduated sooner than that. So it and that has failed for 22 years. So I don't think see a big chance for that one to
Madam Chair, if I may. Needs to be is why. I mean, somebody's got to be able to answer that from the why standpoint. If you're 17 and you've got the credits and you've got a plan, maybe you are mature enough. And if you're a Brad LaCroix, whether you're 18, 19, or 20, if you think that age thing's going to mature you, you're not a bottle of wine.
And the other thing that I think is rife with complications is wanting to suspend without pay any licensed employee, and they say licensed, who has been officially charged but not yet convicted of a felony or a crime of moral turpitude or immorality.
Madam Chair, when you watch CSI, there's this thing at the beginning that says that everybody is innocent until proven guilty. I think that would be really good words to live by before we start jumping to conclusions in today's world.
Yeah, and who defines what moral turpitude is? And so, yeah, you are our voter, right?
Yes, and that's why there's no recommendation from the board
Yeah, but you,
to answer that. Well, and that was my question is, if everybody's looked at that, is there any particular one that we want to vote yay on, nay on? Or are we good with, again, some of those do not have recommendations from the board, so
the special ed placement reimbursement, Brad?
I would tell you that those are expensive, but I think most people really do think about how difficult that is to place a young person. I think you have to put the cost to the side, and as long as what we're doing is what's best for kids, we should continue current practice.
Yeah, and that one is recommended to affirm by
Yep.
the board. I thought that was pretty easy to agree with, especially as they note there, it can cost up to $400,000 a year for that.
If that's what's best for the child, then
Yeah.
that's what we should all do.
I don't know, did anyone have anything else? Otherwise, Jason, we'll just, you know us, and
okay.
Jason, on two of those, I think it would really help to find out where, I think there's a couple of them there that are really legal questions that you can have at a delegate assembly, but if you're not going to change law or any of that, I think we're spinning our wheels. I think we're not in our lane. And I think whenever we get out of our lane in education, you get in trouble.
and I imagine the folks who've written those and brought them forth are hoping if the School Boards Association supports it, maybe they can get someone to carry that bill
Carry
for
that
them.
through.
But
Okay.
anyone else have any more delegate advice?
Okay.
All right. Just,
And then I'll get with Troy for
yes, please.
part.
You can meet those guys up there. And I do have the chairman's cell phone number at home. If you want it, I will text you that. Does anyone have anything else to come before the board tonight? Thank you very much, everybody. This meeting is adjourned. Welcome to the rec board meeting.
Do I need to let Bo know about your school email?
Oh, that's.
I know, but I just didn't know if he needed to be.
I'll call the Eastern Weston County Recreation Board to order. You have a agenda in front of you. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Make a motion. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on that? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
All those opposed, the same sign. Move on to item C, recognitions. I would like to echo what was said in the school board meeting about donations from Barb and Pat Crow for $10,000 for repair of the pool, and an anonymous donator, private donor, for roughly $80,000. Thank you to both Pat and Barb Crow. You guys have done it again. I mean, you guys truly are amazing for this town and this school. So thank you guys, and thank you to the anonymous donor. Any other recognitions?
I just wanted to recognize my two lifeguards, Sydney Peterson and Shelby Smith, and Kaylee Harley, because we knew the pool was shutting down. We went overtime on swim lessons and it was exhausting, but so we wouldn't get too behind with the pool being closed. So they stepped up and it was challenging, but I wanted to thank them for that.
Thank you. Any other recognitions? Seeing none, we'll move on to visitors' comments, staff input, or special programs. Seeing none. Was there one? Did I miss something? Oh. Action items. You have a consent agenda in front of you. Do I have a motion? Been properly moved and seconded. Any other discussion on the consent agenda? All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, the same sign. Consent agenda is approved. I have no old business or new business. I don't have anything for your information. We got the free access to pool down in discussion items, so we'll hit on that. Yeah, I guess we'll just move on to discussion items. I was gonna print that off.
So basically, currently Weston County employees, part-time and full-time employees, can use the weight room and the pool free. But I don't know, there's nothing on subs, and I got a call from a person that is a sub. She was going to be a sub for several different places, but not permanent. If they get that too, we didn't know, since they could sub for one day and then that would be it and have free access, but it could also be a recruiting tool. So I just wanted clarification on that.
Yeah, and I really don't. I'm not sure where to go with this. I would ask for input from you guys on how you would like to go about this.
Mr. Chairman, I would say that I do know we have had long-term subs. And so I guess my suggestion would be, if someone gets to so many days where they have subbed, that we allow them a certain period of time, not forever, but if they quit subbing, or yeah, I mean,
Have to
that
have
would be my
something.
suggestion, that we maybe think about.
I don't think we can't probably use that just in discretion, though. We'd have to have something written down,
Yeah,
time frame wise.
maybe I will say one more thing about that, and maybe the person who's sort of tracking and getting our subs and stuff would be able to kind of give us a breakdown of how many are working 4 days a month or 10 days a month or something like that, to go forward to have a policy.
What would you think a minimum of days worked a month should be? I mean, I don't know what that looks like.
Well, I also think it's gonna.
Madam Chair, or Mr. Chair, here's a thought. First of all, I don't think we need to make it real complex, because if we make it real complex, we're going to be inconsistent. I would recommend to you to consider that if they are on the active sub list, meaning that they're going to get out of bed and they're going to come when the fire's on fire, then we should treat them with some respect. And one of those things could be recognizing that we want them to take care of themselves, because if they take care of themselves, then they can take care of others. And if they choose not to respond to that list or calls, then the secretary will let HR know, HR will let Teresa know, and then we will render that caveat. But I'd keep it really simple, because when you get into days and you get into hours and
Yep.
you could make this thing, you could almost make it mismanageable, is my thought.
Thank you. I was trying to ask for a recommendation without asking for a recommendation.
I-
After one of the other board meetings. Exactly. That's why I didn't ask for it. But
Maybe
thank
that
you.
was just, maybe I should have said.
No, I thought it was perfect. We needed that. So Jason,
Mr. Chair, my recommendation would be what Brad said.
There, now that's legit.
And that would be my recommendation.
so I mean, it's a discussion item. We don't have to, do we have to put it, or can we make a motion to vote on it tonight, even if it's not in?
I think you should, I gotta do something different.
I don't know why you can't make a vote on it tonight.
Apparently, that's what the old attorney said.
But I was going off Jason's guidance.
I'll sit out here and shut up.
So we do have a slight recommendation. I think we should be able to vote on it,
Yeah,
even if it's not in action items, but
yeah. I
So
just
we
need
have
to call
a-
somebody back.
we have a motion before the board to let active subs on the active lists have access to and it's been seconded. Is there any other discussion on that? All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, the same sign. Motion passed. I have nothing else for you. Unless anybody else has anything for. All right, meeting adjourned.
Didn't jinx us to go. Huh?